Welcome, one and all, whoever may be watching this, part 4, Tides of Numenéra. We're somewhere, looking at some things. We're in Circus Minor. Oh, nice, there's some shops around. Oh, an arms merchant. Hello! I probably have no money though, let's be real. I just want to get a weapon. I mean, as a mage, is there anything I can't use? Oh, apparently I've got that selected. Oh, oh, yeah, okay, how do I not do that? What's the state of my money? I have 31. Can I just sell stuff? I mean, this all looks like it would be useful in some way, shape or form. Okay, well maybe I could just grab a sword of some kind. So it does 3 physical damage. 4+ damage per effort applied. Could get a fancy mace. Alright, let's go for this one. How do I buy?
Good balance.
Thanks! I love it when my characters encourage me. Alright, cool. So, we've got a weapon. This looked like it was some kind of potions store, maybe? I don't know. Oh, okay, so this is like an actual proper conversation. Sorry, I thought it was just like, show me your wares. "10 years ago, this thief had borrowed a book. Felinda wondered if the scoundrel was possibly unfamiliar with the definition of the word. It did not mean taking a thing and keeping it, after all." Steristi pointedly returns to work, ignoring you both. Felinda sighs, massaging its temples with gloved hands. But in the end, Felinda took a deep, deep breath and asked the thief to simply return the sealed and long overdue book with 5 coloured sigils on its cover. Alright, I'll find the book, you have my word. Okay, I mean that's curious because I've got now gold tide raised a tiny amount, indigo tide raised a tiny amount.
I'll remember that.
Sure. I actually just kind of wanted to buy stuff. I guess that's not possible. Whoopsies. In front of you is a weary traveller whose grim visage is mostly obscured by a pointy hat. Upon closer inspection, the lines on his face indicate that he has seen much and has many tales to tell. "Hello there, friend," he says. "Here to see the Numenéra? My friend in the cage over there, or are you just looking to spend a word or two? I have some questions about the creature." Go on, ask your questions. What is a Numenéra anyway? "A biomechanical union of stubborn curiosity and frothing malice," he says. "Who made them, no one can say, but they cannot be trusted or befriended. Cross their paths or thwart their incomprehensible whims, and they'll kill you if they can. What do you plan on doing with the creature when you're done showing it off?" "We're likely to release it and run as if every kind of demon in the world is after us. We're not trappers, see, we're explorers, and we're only in this to save up some coin for a journey across a long patch of ground. He rubs the back of his neck. Not that our motives make much difference to our guest. He'll want to boil our skins once we let him go, and I can't say I blame him. We should do it at night, but even then I expect he'll try to kill us. Okay, farewell. Interesting, using a creature for monetary gain. Okay, I mean,
Yes.
it's not unusual, unfortunately.
Fine.
A creature floats before you, hidden inside the bulk of its armor-clothed robes, unmoving and unmoved by your presence. Exactly who or what the thing is, man or machine, mutant or monster, is impossible to discern. Its glass face reveals nothing but your reflection. Its mechanical voice reveals nothing at all. You recall that this creature is known as a Philithus, but you don't know anything else about them. Exquisite, the Philithus grates, in greetings perhaps, or perhaps lost in its own inscrutable thoughts. The Philithus are said to have vast knowledge of the mysteries of the Ninth World and the Numenéra of ages past, but prying those secrets loose can be a fool's errand. The creature's thoughts are as obscure as its glass face. It's as though it weren't even there. You are exquisite as well. A sound like the grinding of drip-filled gears is the thing's only response. For a moment that stretches uncomfortably, you feel the cold scrutiny of the Philithus upon you. At last it speaks again. The sun cannot warm the vastness between the worlds. The Philithus's implacable glass gaze bores through your skin and sees more than others do, and it seems to be seeking something from you. Do you know anything about the sorrow, about the resonant chamber built by the changing god? Silence lingers long until at last the Philithus speaks. I know it shall be 3. I know the first cannot be trusted. I know one changes as you change. I know they seek an undoing. Its glass face storms, but the Philithus says no more. Tell me about yourself. Alright, how good is your persuasion, my friend? So we can get up to 80. I can get up to 60. The Avatrol whistles while it runs, a fearful sound, perhaps even for the Avatrol. Apparently this is what passes for effusiveness in the Philithus. What do you want from me? The Philithus ponders silently until at last it asks, when you faced Quoro, why did you not step with your left foot? Balance, probably? The Philithus accepts your answer in silence, then after a long pause replies, in his vault the Cloven One reads from his great book to his disciples. He sleeps and awakens and has forgotten his place in the grimoire. He begins anew. The book is a part of him. He has no legs and takes no steps. It is his own self from which he reads. It is his own self that is incomplete. It is his own self that binds him in the vault of his own mind. Allagan steps towards the Philithus. You speak of Dinanuncut, the one who sits in the waters between the worlds. You've seen him? The Philithus whirs and rumbles, then lowers its head, perhaps in negation, perhaps in acknowledgement. Allagan growls in frustration. You've been following me? In memory, cause follows effect. In rain, the colours run. A long rumble suggests that the Philithus has more to say, but nothing emerges. Alright, farewell. As you step away, the Philithus swivels to keep its glass face trained upon you. Interesting. So, like, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes of playing Planescape Torment, and I am actually just trying to talk to a few people here and there. I'm not going to talk to, like, everyone. Oh no, more homes will collapse. That's no good. Oh, cultist encampment. Is that where I need to go?
I'm going.
Hello? Hello, cults? Cultists? People? Hello? Hi? Who do I talk to? Well, okay, but like, who do I talk to about this? Okay, but again, like, no one has an actual name. Oh, unless...
Yes.
Do you guys know anything? As you approach the duo, you see that they are arguing heatedly but quietly. The petite woman turns towards you. Her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color, and her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, milady, my friend and I were having a discussion, and her eyes fall upon your tattoo, and her breath catches audibly in her throat. A cast-off? Oh, one I've never seen. Her partner is an unnaturally tall man, gaunt and sour-faced, his voice sonorous, with fingers that twitch and weave through strange contortions. Occasionally light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you and opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo, and closes it again. His throat bobs for a moment, and he says, "It is an honor." He nods his head to the two of them. "I've brought someone you should meet." He turns to you. "These are Casmine and Mimion. They're the leaders of the local branch of your church." "You have our thanks for the introduction, Allegern, our deepest thanks." He eyes the Aeon priest for a moment, as if about to say more, but thinks better of it. Interesting. Allegern has rarely been so helpful to us in the past. He collects himself. "If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others? I'm having trouble placing her. Could it be I need more time to question her?" "Others? You mean other cast-offs?" "Yes, revered one, your siblings." He bows deeply, his fingers spark with a repressed joy. "You're a child of the changing god. His mind saw the world through your eyes. He gained knowledge in your body, as he has done countless times over the centuries. The tattoo on your head marks you. We theorize it has a role to play in his creation of you, his cast-off shells." "You are welcome here, revered one. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any questions for us?" "What can you tell me about, my sire?" "You mean the most accomplished inventor of our time? The hero of Saga's cliffs? The man who dodged death itself? The Time Weaver? The man who destroyed the Tablet?" "Oh, we have much to say." She catches herself. But perhaps we should wait for another time. Do you know anything about a device called a resonance chamber? Rumor and conjecture, nothing more, idle speculation from those who wish to pretend to knowledge of your sire's motivations, passed along as fact. He leans out to touch you. Have you seen it? Do you know where it is? What it does? I don't know anything about the resonance chamber, but I was told you might. He smiles slightly and spreads his hands in apology. Not as much as I should like, but we have ways to find answers. His eyes trawl your face, and it seems as if he's on the verge of understanding something. It is said by those loyal to your sire that the chamber is the solution to the sorrow, the creature that hunts you all. I am certain now, we haven't met this one yet. We don't know how, though, she bows her head slightly. We take this as an article of faith. The resonance chamber will save you. He looks sharply at you now, all distraction gone. I do not recognize you, he says. You do not match any descriptions we have recorded. She snaps her fingers as if she is finally figuring out a mystery. Wait, let me remember your face. She studies you carefully. Oh my, you're new. Are you the changing god? Can it be? She reaches out to touch your sleeve and pulls her hand back quickly. No, I'm not the changing god. His eyes flicker towards you and his mouth draws down for a moment, but he says nothing. He nods satisfied. As I thought, you are a cast-off, one of his children. He touches you with his long-fingered hand as if in consolation. There is no shame in such a thing. Many cast-offs have come to our attention, and some of them have sought to deceive us so that they may seem more important. He smiles softly. If you are as new as we suspect, it is for the better for you, for us, to know the truth of your existence than to bluster and lie. Crestfallen, she touches your shoulder. Are you sure you're not? She catches herself. No, why would you lie about that? With a noticeable effort, she wrenches herself into optimism and she chirps. But you're new, aren't you? You're new. Have you decided what you'll do, what you'll be? Your sire's other children have done amazing things, amazing. And no doubt you will as well. He lays a hand on her shoulder and his voice is low, cautionary. Cass. She looks away from you for a moment, swallowing sudden fears as he says, We have a request for you. He gestures towards the clock behind him. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize that your sire's creation of the time shields that protect this city's established a connection with his future selves. Given this, we believe those figures may be cast-offs, or ghosts of cast-offs, perhaps. The living shells of the body your creator has worn previously. His fingers shrug eloquently for him. The clock is unmoored in time, you see. We do not have a knowledge sufficient to investigate. But you might. You have a connection with he who created the clock. You should be able to align it with the present time and uncover who these figures are. A gentle, rare smile appears. If you cannot, at least you will increase our store of knowledge. She smiles bravely, looking between Mimion and you, and says, And then we can answer the questions you must have, right, Mim? Do you have any idea how to fix the clock? We have tried. I have appealed to the order of truth. I have spoken with the eminent seekers of knowledge. We have sent for wisdom from as far as the steadfast, a great achievement, you must agree. None have given us an answer. We believe your sire created the device, or had a hand in it, perhaps. Dismay dances across his fingers. His hungry-eyed compatriot steps in. Perhaps you can find an answer where others have failed, and then we can help you. She turns away. You will have our boundless gratitude, revered one.
Updated my journal.
Okay, so... Find the book Philander claims I borrowed. Okay, so we might find that along the way. So fix the clock in Circus Minor and investigate the figures that are trapped inside. Okay, so I'm assuming it's not going to be as simple as just walking up to the clock and being like, hey, I'm here!
Go.
This complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the 3 circular faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with the machine, however. It's particularly transparent, shimmering in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face as though it were a glass wall. They seem to be watching you. Examine the machine. The towering mechanism wavers in the air. Similar to Callestige, it appears to be in several states at once, though all of the machine's states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through the structure. As you pull your hand away, a memory strikes you as powerfully as if someone took a club to your chest. You are working at the clock. It is no longer transparent but perfectly solid. There is a noise behind you, so they've come, the 3 traitors. They think to surprise you, but through the powers of the clock, you have foreseen this moment. There is the faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock's arcane powers. You are not sure what it will do to them, but it's better than what they'll do to you. There is a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You do not see what happens to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shred of memory fades, a swell of energy passes through your body. Cold barbs prick every muscle. Suddenly tidal forces arc from the clock to 3 ancient devices in the cultists' encampment. The clock recognized something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices.
I'll remember that.
Okay, so I guess maybe we can interact with those. Yeah, that does look possible. Okay, but I'm gonna save that for the next video. Ooh, the plot thickens, kind of.